And a thought comes out of a saṃskāra. Things are not produced from nothing. So therefore, thought, like anything else, is a material thing. It's a subtle kind of material, a mental image. Well, it has to come from something. So it comes from a saṃskāra. And a saṃskāra in its turn has to come from something. Well, it comes from the contact of a sense and a sense object. So you see a tree, and that tree has to come from somewhere. Well, where does it come from? And if you keep tracing things back to their essence, you end up with the three guṇas. Everything is just a permutation of the three guṇas. So one permutation of the three guṇas manifests as a sense object like a tree. Other permutations of the guṇas, more sattvic in nature, manifest as our minds and our sense apparatus. So the sattvic element in the form of the eye sees the tamasic element in the form of the tree. That's transmitted, light bouncing off retinas, whatever it is. But in the yoga tradition, it makes an imprint on a mind which is different from the brain. So you have a mind, and now that saṃskāra in the mind, along with millions and trillions of other saṃskāras, come together and they form thoughts. So thoughts have as their grounding, have as their basis, ultimately saṃskāras. A thought comes from a saṃskāra, manifests as thought, and then the thought itself goes back into the citta and becomes its own saṃskāra. It comes from a saṃskāra, right? You saw the tree, but when you think about the tree, you're going to add other sorts of things to your thinking of the tree. You're going to be thinking about it, its shape. You're going to say it looks like a this or a that, or it's very green, or the buds are coming out. So your original saṃskāra, which triggers the tree, is going to be embellished as it rises in your mind as a thought. Then that very thought then goes back and becomes its own saṃskāra. And so then you can go and retrieve it later on and say, what was I thinking about? And pull out that thought. And when you pull it out, you're going to be embellishing it again. It's going to change again, and it's going to morph, and so on ad infinitum.